As a pilot project, what the big worry is that how we can make Rotary International approve this program, because the concept is this great concept, but how we can make it possible. So big worries about this. How Rotary International approve?
Rotary, has tremendous support from its 44,000 Rotary clubs with 1.2 million members scattered around the world. No other organization working for peace and conflict resolution has this kind of support. It virtually guarantees the continuity and success of the program.
Kun Pichai, who served the past president of the Rotary International, has been very instrumental and very important for the birth of this program.
He started his idea talking to Chulalongkorn University, proposed this program to the Rotary Foundation. And after 3 years, it became reality.
I have to say very frankly that I have been gratified from the very beginning when the board of RI gave the green light to go ahead and when Chula agreed with this.
It started with a small office and crowded classroom. After a few years, moved to a new location, a bigger office, a spacious classroom.
Here this little young seedling of a project sprouted in a few places, and I think the fact that it's grown so much to be so influential.
We really provide all the possible inputs, experts, field trip, interaction for the fellows. So I think this, we can be proud of the 300 fellows that have gone through this program.
The good thing about this program was that within a span of three and a half months, they actually had a good combination of both theory and practice, wherein we got to visit the field, speak to practitioners, speak to policymakers, and at the same time get introduced to new innovative thinking around tools and methodologies that need to be employed when working in conflict and post-conflict societies.
In the classroom is one thing, but it's always good and interesting and exciting to bring people out to see the reality, and I think that is a good thing to do.
I think the program is one of the best opportunities in the world to help bring together professionals who are trying to advance difficult social change related to peace and conflict issues in their societies.
What sets the Rotary Peace Center here apart, I think, is the long and impressive record that many of its students have when they arrive in terms of raising peace perspectives in a whole range and variety of different places, different times, and that's a real strength of the groups here that I've met over the time I've been coming here.
This program is unique that it opens people of different background, of high quality, but with a common concern on how peace and conflict and violence mitigation could be a shared point of learning together for the future.
Why I signed up for this program? Because I realized there was a need, not only for me, but also a need for my country, a need for the women I work with, because I felt that I needed more skills.
It's exhilarating just being with the kinds of fellows who come here. They're so diverse, as we all know, but also they come from different fields. And I think it enriches the field of conflict resolution when you have that kind of diversity of people coming.
I think sometimes in the universities it can get a little bit sealed off in the lecture room. Here it definitely doesn't.
From day one, I've been wowed. Every day is a surprise. Now coming to class every day is something I look forward to. Sitting down among 17 other talented citizens of the world across all continents.
Whenever I was teaching at the Rotary Center here, I always felt a nearly unbelievable high level of energy and interest in the room.
The most rewarding part about when I go to meet these Peace Fellows at the airport is seeing them so enthusiastic about coming to Bangkok for 3 months study.
Learning across the borders, learning across sometimes the mental borders, more important than just territorial borders.
So there's been, I think, a massive, exciting learning curve, collectively and individually.
Interestingly, the subject that I'm teaching now was not a part of the program when I was a fellow. And I think the program has morphed and grown. It's become far more leaner, far more focused.
And it's truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, is the fact that there are so many different people from around the globe coming together.
In fact, I feel that because there's teachers rotating every week, they become, in a way, their peer teachers to each other throughout the 2.5 months.
And so that process alone, I call it the unwritten curriculum of the program, because you won't find it written anywhere, but it's truly one of the major registers of learning for us here.
So it is an absolute honor to spend some time with people that need training in certain areas, but that are absolutely pushing the boundaries of this field in practice.
It's an incredible opportunity for me as an instructor in the program to be able to interact with people working on the front lines in Afghanistan or Kenya or South Sudan, but in the US. And so the diversity of participants and the change they're already affecting and what they'll do as a result of this program, I think is incredibly unique.
Well, I think for the fellows, it's wonderful to have access to all the different teachers and professors as resources, you know, even as they go back to their professional lives.
These fellows, when they return home, if they could resolve some conflict in their country, in their community, even in their village, even in their family, I would be happy.
One thing that you cannot escape is that at the end of this program, you have developed a psyche of peace. You cannot deny the fact that this program impacts you.
At some level, I didn't know how much I could do. I didn't know how to frame a lot of the things that I was doing. And I certainly wasn't nearly as courageous as I am now. And so much dropped away after being at the Rotary Peace Center.
This program, the program in Chulalongkorn, helped me is to be able to look critically at situations and think broadly.
One of the wonderful things about the program was learning about the kind of work that I've done in Aceh and in Afghanistan and in Kosovo, but in other contexts, meeting other peace-building professionals and learning from them.
This program, it has sharpened me for me when I go back to my country, stand up for these women and tell them this is where we are supposed to go, this is how we are supposed to do it, this is where we are supposed to step up and see how we can be able to become leaders of our country.
And pretty much I come towards the end of the program when I'm doing this session, and I do find that in my conversations there is, you can feel that peace has percolated into their systems. So I think that is a big benchmark or hallmark of success of the program.
I think Rotary can be very proud of having built these beacon leading centres.
It was finding a way to bring some of those concepts into our everyday life, you know, do no harm, understanding of the process of conflict resolution, that everyday people can be agents of a more peaceful world.
Even in a small place, if you could resolve conflict, it would serve the purpose.